I'm slightly higher than normal. Hey everyone, and welcome to my currently checked out series, book, video, whatever you call it. I wanted to do this like a once a month thing as a supplement to my TBRs, which I will be uploading at the beginning of the month. So these ones and the TBR will go up at the beginning of every single month. And they will cover all the books I have currently checked out from the library. I'm slowly switching my library schedule or library checked out intake, whatever I call it. I'm trying to switch from getting more novels to getting more graphic novels and comics and stuff like that, because I have a lot of books on my TBRs. Like, I have this whole shelf back here of Stephen King books that I really want to start getting on more read. Like, I have all the Stephen King books, and I have a bookshelf here, bookshelf back there. You're on a bookshelf, which is actually my TBR bookshelf. So I want to kind of focus on reading more of the novels at my what I have personally, and then kind of getting just graphic novels and stuff like that from the library. So I still do have 4 novels that I have currently checked out from the library, but the rest are manga and graphic novels. So I will talk about the novels first and go to the graphic novels afterwards. So yeah, I have the first book in a series, a contemporary novel. I'm trying to make sure my cat doesn't knock over my lamps. And I have the first 2 books in a series, so I kind of want to test out series from the library before I pick them up. That way I know for sure, like, hey, if I want to pick up more books, I could pick them up, you know, from thrift books and own them. I really like them. So yeah, the novels I have, I will talk about first and go into the graphic novels. So let's get started. The first book, 2 books I have are book 1 and book 2, or book 1 and book 0.5 in a series, and that is Every Hard Doorway and Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Sean McGuire. This is a kind of fairy tale retelling series. That's all I really know about it. I think it is about orphaned kids that were sent to, I went through doorways and got sent into this kind of like fairy tale world, and then they come back and are pushed back into like the real world, and they're kind of trying to adjust to that. I don't really know much about it. I do know that these are kind of books that either you really love these books or you hate these books. So I want to kind of see how they are. They are really short books. They're all under 200 pages. So I figured, you know what, I'll give these a try. I seen the first one was at the library, and I seen the second one was there as well. So I was like, you know what, let me give this a try. And if I don't like it, I can return them to the library, no harm, no foul. The next book, I have started this book, but I put it down because the new Stephen King book came out, and that takes priority over every other book for me. But that is American Panda by Gloria Chow. This is about a Taiwanese girl who is 17 years old, and she skipped the last year of high school, so now she's a freshman in college, and her mother is trying to set her up and arrange a marriage, and she's trying to find her own identity. You know, she's 17 in college, so she's trying to find out where she really fits in, and she's finding that she really doesn't fit in with the stereotype or the character that her mom wants her to be. So it's really about her trying to find herself and find who she really wants to be. And the first chapter was so good and so cute, and I can't wait to read this book. I actually think I might just return this book without reading it, because I think I just want to pick it up and own this book because it is that good after reading like 1 chapter. So I don't know if I'll actually read this one or just return it, but I have this one on my shelf for at least another, I think I have another 3, 4, or 5 weeks with it left. So this last novel that I have is the first book in I think a trilogy or a 4-book series, and I think there's like a 5th short story collection, I think, but I'm not really actually sure. That is Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. This is a sequel / retelling of The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy got bored of her normal life when she went back to Kansas, and she decided to go back to Oz, and she became a corrupt ruler. She kind of became the new evil queen, and the only thing I know about it is about another girl from Kansas who is tasked with coming back to Oz, or going to Oz and killing Dorothy. It has on the back here, your mission: remove the Tin Man's heart, steal the Scarecrow's brain, take the Lion's courage, and then Dorothy must die. Only you can make Oz a free land again. And what I've heard, this one here is a really good book, and then I heard that the series progressively gets worse, that it was like stretched on for too long, and that there was I think one of the reviews I read said that there was profane language for like a young adult novel, and that kind of like throws me out of it because like I'm not someone who usually curses a lot. So like I feel like that's, and especially in YA, it's like a mixed emotion for me, but I will definitely, you know, try this book and see how it is. And like I said about the other ones, it's from the library, so no harm, no foul. So the first one and the most big ones I have is the volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, the biggest ones I have are the volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Battle Angel Alita Last Order omnibuses. The second one I have actually read and enjoyed. I have the third one here, the fourth one, and the fifth one. So I just checked out all of the ones that are there at the library so that I had them on hand to read, because they are really kind of fun series. It is kind of like a battle arena manga where it's kind of like a fighting tournament, and it's a really fun series. The first one is a lot of backstory. I don't have it on my shelf, I just returned it on this last weekend when I went. But it's a lot of backstory because this is actually technically the second story arc in the series. But this is just a really fun series, and it's a lot of characters in there, but there's a lot of character development in there to kind of like balance everything out. So the next graphic novel that I have is Spinning by Tilly Walden. This is about, I believe, a girl that's just going to ballet lessons and wants to be a ballerina. I don't know why I couldn't say that really, but to be a ballerina, and it's just kind of like the story of that, and it's told in like all like kind of like purple hues, and it just seemed like it was gonna be like a cute story, so I just picked it up to give it a try. Next one is Graphic Classics, Edgar Allan Poe. This is just a comic book version of classic Edgar Allan Poe stories, and it's told in different art styles every single time, so you get different art styles throughout it. I know that I absolutely love Edgar Allan Poe's stories, so I wanted to kind of give each artist a try, because since I know I love the stories already, this is a good kind of sampler to test different writers out in the comic book / graphic novel world, because I can experience people's story or artwork while experiencing a story that I know I absolutely love. So these next three ones here are that's four. Next three ones here are all the kind of same, they're the same author and the same theme, and they are graphic novel versions of like true crime horror stories or true crime stories that happen like murders. So I have A Treasury of 20th Century Murders Compendium, Volume 1 by Rick Geary, and this one includes the Lindbergh Child, Madison Square Tragedy, and the Terrible Axeman of New Orleans. I kind of know of the Axeman of New Orleans kind of from like myths and legends, as well as the character was an IA character on American Horror Story, so I kind of know a little bit of that one, but I figured I'd give this one a try because I really do love I'm like on this true crime like kick right now, with like watching Netflix documentaries on that. And I was always kind of like a big fan of like watching like Snapped when I was on TV, so like a really good crime drama like TV show that was like each episode was like a different case. So I really want to check this one out and see how this was. And then by the same author I have A Treasury of Victorian Murders Compendium 1 and Compendium 2. This is just the Victorian, same things as the other one, but the Victorian murders. This one includes Jack the Ripper, Fatal Bullet, and the Beast of Chicago. And this one includes the Borden Tragedy, Mary Rogers, Bloody Benders, Madeline Smith, and the Murder of Lincoln. So this kind of sounded really interesting, and the art style here is really, it's about the same every single one, where it's just kind of, you know, cartoony yet realistic. So I figured, you know, why not give these a try and see how they are. I'll see if maybe there is more of these ones or more of these ones, because my library didn't have any more besides these three ones, but I can always request them to give them a try, see if they have them, like put them on hold and give them to the library. So this next one, I know this is going to be, or is a movie, and I was really surprised actually to see it there because of the person that's about, because this person is a really kind of like sick individual, but I figured I'd give it a try because I see it there and I know it's going to be a movie, so if I want to see the movie, I know I can experience this and I like see like the difference of it, everything like that. And that is My Friend Dahmer by Backdorf. This is, I believe, it's a graphic novel, but it's a graphic novelization of Dahmer while he was in high school, and a person that was like friends with him or kind of like acquaintances of him in school, and it's kind of Dahmer's school life, like unseen school life story. And yeah, I know I've kind of like watched some documentaries stuff like that on Dahmer in the past, and it's a very sick thing. It's a very tragic story, but to see kind of like a different style of it, especially in like a graphic novel format. I'm trying not to open it up to like a graphic scene or anything like that, but I figured I'll give it a try and see how it is, and maybe see if I am interested in more kind of like true crime graphic novels, because I haven't really tried to read true crime novels, which I don't know why I haven't, because of the fact that I really am like a true crime buff with all that kind of stuff, so why wouldn't I try to read that? But I figured maybe graphic novels be a good kind of quick format to get the story, feel like you're reading a nice comic at the same time, so I figured why not give it a try. And the last book here, I was just perusing in the non-fiction section to see what they had, and I came across a comic section in the non-fiction section, and so I was like, why are these separate from like everything else? But I figured I'd pick this one up to give it a try because it was the newest one they had, and it is the Best American Comics 2016. Obviously it is by a whole bunch of different people, but it is just kind of, it is different comics throughout the 2016, so it's a nice kind of way to experience new people, and you get different art styles. You get like hyper realistic art styles, and you just there goes the receipt. And you just get different kind of styles of test. So I think this would be a good one to read, kind of like maybe read like 2 or 3 a day, or just sit down and read them all back to back to back. They did have like 5 or 6 other editions like this there. I think it was 2015 all the way down to like 2008 or something like that. So I figured why not give it a try and see how this is, and obviously if I don't like it I can skip over it because it's not a continuing story, which is very nice. So that is all I have checked out from the library. If you have any opinions on the books I have mentioned in this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, positive or negative, just please no spoilers. And until next time, I hope you all have an amazing day, even night, wherever in the world, and I'll see you guys in my next video.